So I think we should all agree, and I think the media should tone it down a bit in this country because they're all just up in arms. The media, the determined to get Ireland into NATO, and obviously, as we all should agree, Ireland has done well as a neutral country, not getting involved in any of the country's wars in Afghanistan or any other country, stayed out of it. They've done peacekeeping obviously in countries that weren't home countries, and obviously that's very good, helping the population, providing security. Um, and helping the country recover or develop itself. And obviously that's good compared to other countries, shooting up the place and blowing up the place. Um, and obviously that has served Ireland very well, not getting involved in any of the country's wars. And again, this is the thing, and the media in this country need to understand. They said Ireland should take a stance, Ireland should man up. This is what one article said. Ireland should man up and stop believing in neutrality. And again, I understand that. We've seen in the Second World War, Denmark was neutral, the Netherlands were neutral, Germany still invaded it. And again, the country can still invade a country if it's neutral, but if you're neutral, it doesn't look too well when other countries invading you or whatever countries attacking you. That if you're a neutral country, doesn't go down well in the international community. If you pick on a country that doesn't want to get involved in anything, it doesn't end well. It doesn't look good. In other words, it doesn't, and you'll be shunned from the whole international community if white was white. But again, this is the thing I say to the Irish journalists, because all the journalists seems to be going mad saying Ireland should join NATO and send, if there is God forbid, if there ever is a world war, Ireland should send all its young people to die. Again, this is how glorified the media, they're glorifying it more or less. Like, they're trying to push an agenda here, the government, the government particularly, because again, we all know probably Leo and Micheál wants to join NATO. But the Irish people, a lot of the One Power suggests that 49% of Irish people said we should remain neutral, and the other 37% said we should join NATO. And obviously there must be government NGOs or something, because I don't know why. And again, these are the people who say Ireland should join NATO and things like that. And the majority of people I've heard say that they wouldn't go and would have gone over to Europe and fight if they wish to go and do that, because if they do that, that's what Ireland going to have to do: send hundreds of troops over to Europe to fight in the war, if God forbid if there is a war, and if Russia attacks NATO. And I think we're better off from where we are. In the Second World War, we stayed out of war, and I'm sure we would all agree it would have been a huge loss on the Irish population. We would have lost a huge amount. We probably would have lost 300,000 or 400,000 men in conflict, and Ireland would have probably been bombed to oblivion. Those Dublin, Cork, the big cities would have been bombed into the next century by the German Luftwaffe. And again, this is what all comes to a war. Again, it's all glorified in the media saying, we should take a stand, we should man up, we should stand up, we should take ownership and things like that. And again, it's not Ireland's call to take ownership. There's more bigger countries, the United Kingdom, they have more people, and Ireland has always remained neutral and everything, and which is the best thing to do. Just stay out of it, just to completely stay out of it. That's the best policy. And obviously denounce things. Obviously, if there's war crimes or anything, that of course denounce it. Don't not denounce it. Obviously, as I always said from the beginning, Ireland should always use its voice to call for peace and to call for reconciliation, and for talks and not conflict. To talk it out, not to fight it out. That's Ireland's role and the United Nations Security Council in European affairs, because again, Ireland has a huge role, and again, as a peacekeeping country too, Ireland has a huge role of providing peace and and not getting involved in war and peacekeeping. And again, this is Ireland's role: 40 years of peacekeeping, more than nearly any other country in the European Union. 40 years. Let that sink in. 40 years in the Congo and all that, and rough times in the Congo. Providing peace and security and defending peace. More than any other country. So yeah, that's all I say. So let me know what you think.